here. Okay.
Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
One more time.
Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Very good. All right, starting on page 145. The moons. We needed to do the terms to remember first. All right. Moon, a heavenly body that orbits a planet. So are we the only planet that has a moon?
No.
In fact, we're going to learn that some planets have more than one moon, don't they?
Yeah.
Next, satellite. Something that orbits a heavenly body. The moon is a natural satellite of Earth. Astronaut, a person travels in outer space. Crater, a hole on the surface of a moon or planet made by another heavenly body hitting it. Asteroid, a large piece of rock that orbits the sun. Meteoroid, a small piece of space rock traveling in space, often a piece of an asteroid. And somebody was talking about shooting stars, and I told you that that's what a shooting star really is. It's not a star at all. Okay? Right. Beginning with the moon. A moon is a heavenly body that orbits a planet. Our moon is a natural satellite of Earth. That means it orbits Earth. Many man-made satellites orbit Earth. These kinds of satellites help us predict weather, use cell phones, and watch television because of how quickly they can send signals to Earth. Though the moon is our lesser light, the light it gives does not come from itself. Remember, the surface of the moon is dry and rocky. It is not made of hot glowing gases like the sun. The moon is bright in the nighttime sky because it reflects the sun's light. All right, so why does the sun have light? Because it is burning gases, hot glowing gases, burning, right? All right. Does the moon burn?
No.
It is like a what? A mirror. It's like a mirror. It's reflecting the sun's light. Now, why do we only see part of the moon sometimes? Ben?
Because the sunlight's only shining on that part.
That's true, but what is causing the shadow? What is causing the shadow on the...
It's where we can't see. It's like on a different side.
There's something making that shadow. What's causing the shadow?
Earth?
Yeah, the earth. The earth is in the way of the sun. So the earth is making a shadow on the moon, so that's why we can't see the whole moon. And so that's why we have the different phases of the moon. And when you guys start your distance learning, that November 30th, you're going to have a moon phase paper. It's going to look sort of like a calendar paper with all the different places, and you're going to put the date. The date you're going to start is November 30th, because November 30th is a full moon. So you could take a penny or something round that fits in that space and just trace it. And there's your full moon, and just color the whole thing yellow and say November 30th, full moon. And then you go to the next night and the next night, and you're going to do it for a whole cycle until it becomes a full moon again. So that will be sometime in December. So sometime in December, you will finish this. It will be 28 days exactly, and that's how long it will take you to do this project. So each night. Now, I had somebody one time last year that did this paper, and it was raining, so they couldn't see the moon. So they just said, raining. No, the moon is still there, and somebody where it's not raining can see it. So where can you find out what cycle of the moon it was that night?
Other clouds.
Yes.
Like the weather.
Yeah, you can look it up on the internet and the weather. You can find out what's like, even if it's raining or cloudy and you cannot actually look at the moon and see what it looks like at night, you can look it up on the internet and find out what was the cycle, what cycle of the moon was it. And you will start with the full moon and then you will gradually see it getting smaller until actually there's no moon, which is called the new moon, and then you'll gradually see it getting bigger until it becomes a full moon again. So you will need to do this paper, and it will take you 28 days. You will need to do it every single day of the week. And you can always go back. If you miss a few days, go back and see what was the moon like on this date. And make sure you fill in the whole thing for 28 days. All right, turn the page. American astronauts landed on the moon in 1969. Neil Armstrong was the first man to step onto the moon. You could find his first footprint because it is still there. There is no wind or rain on the moon that would take it away. The moon's surface. Imagine you could travel to the moon. What would it be like? The moon is smaller than Earth. The moon does not have an atmosphere like Earth does. There is no air or water there. Its surface is rocky, dry, and dusty. Nothing grows on the moon. There are no lakes or rivers on the moon, but there are mountains, valleys, and places where volcanoes have erupted. There are also craters where other heavenly bodies called asteroids and meteoroids have hit it. So some of these asteroids and meteoroids that are falling through space have actually hit the moon. Well, the imprint that they make stays there.
Forever.
Because again, there's no wind and there's no rain to wash it away or to make it move away. It will stay, that imprint. And that's what you can see in that picture. Do you see those round circles?
That's
All right, so you can see that's where an asteroid or a meteoroid hit the surface of the moon. All right? Why is there no wind or rain? What did they say the moon does not have? Is we have it because we do have wind and rain because we have this.
Because we have an atmosphere.
Atmosphere. And they said there is no atmosphere on the moon. So that's why they don't have wind and they don't have rain. We do have an atmosphere, so that's why we do have wind and we do have rain. All right, this is one of those little things that you can do on your own. You can make sensory sando or take sensory sando and drop rocks into it to see if you can make like a crater. And if anybody wants to set up some sensory sando in a cardboard, flat, shallow cardboard box and drop some things on it and bring it in to show the class, then you're welcome to do that. But that is to show what it would be like as asteroids and meteoroids hit the moon. They leave an impression on the surface. We call these impact craters. Since there is no rain or wind on the moon, every impact remains unchanged. How is the moon a natural satellite? What does it do?
It takes half of the sun. It takes
That's not what makes it a natural satellite. What does a satellite do?
It reflects.
No, you guys are talking about the reflection. That has nothing to do with being a satellite. What does a satellite do? Olivia?
It orbits something.
Yeah, it orbits something. That means it goes around something. So the moon orbits the Earth. So how is the moon a natural satellite? Because it orbits the Earth. Not paying attention. All right, look at the picture. Tell which heavenly body reflects light. See that picture right there? Which of those heavenly bodies reflects light? Landon? The moon. By the way, you can see that picture and you can see how huge the sun is and how small the earth is, but then look at the moon. The moon is much smaller even than the earth. The picture on your page, which heavenly body reflects light? The moon. Please pay attention, stop daydreaming. What causes a crater? What causes a crater? Owen? Or, there was another thing. Meteoroids hitting what? The moon, okay? They could hit the earth, and there have been times. There's this place out west where a crater hit a long time ago. There's Crater Lake, and there's another place. What? No.
I was going to answer a question.
I didn't ask a question. All right, that was the last question. All right. tomorrow we will start reviewing for the quiz that will be on Friday. You guys already have the notes for that quiz, so you could be studying on your own.